To make a short little video to show you how to take your quiz in Canvas that you're going to be where you're going to be using the math editor. So I've made a little practice quiz, and so you can try this on your own between today and tomorrow's quiz. So this is now located in your module. So this is first of all, where you go into the practice quiz. Sorry, it's going to take a while. My computer is a little bit slow. So we're going to go ahead and start the quiz. And the reason that I'm making this video is because there are problems in this quiz that will require you to use the math editor window in order to answer them. So these quizzes are questions from your practice test are examples of the questions on your test that you're going to have to use the math editor. So this problem is number 14, and there's a whole bunch of these like this. This is what you're going to have to do. So we need to answer what 7x squared y cubed multiplied by 2x cubed y is equal to. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click my cursor into this menu, and then I'm going to find this key. You see where I've highlighted right here, the one that looks like the square root of x key. Now on the test, the printed version of the test, it says use the pi key, because that's what this used to be in the math editor, and they've changed it since to the square root of x key. So we're going to tap on that. So I just right-clicked on that. And then I'm going to type in my answer. So I'm going to move this over. So I'm going to multiply 7 times 2, which is 14. So I'll type in the number 14, and all I did on my keyboard was type in 14. And then I'm going to type in my x, because I'm going to multiply x squared times x cubed, which of course that means I'm going to add 2 plus 3 to give me 5. So in order to get the fifth power up here, I'm going to go up here into this menu where it says SUP, and it's kind of written up above, and that's the superscript button. So I'm going to click on that button, and then I'm going to put in 5. Now I can use on my arrow key, I can go ahead, or with my arrows on my keyboard, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press my forward arrow key. And that's going to take me out of that superscript. And then I'm going to put in the y, because I need to multiply y cubed times y to the first power. So I'm going to add those exponents, 3 plus 1, and that's going to give me 4. So I'm going to use the superscript key again, and I'm going to put in a 4. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit the arrow key on my keyboard, so the right arrow key, and that's going to take me down out of that. I really wish that I could show that to you on the keyboard, but I can't. So, and then I'm going to hit this button down here in the bottom right hand corner. See where my cursor is circling, where it says insert equation, and that will put my answer into the menu box. Now these are specifically specific types of questions that you're going to answer in this way, and so that's how you're going to answer those. So let's do it one more time with the next question, question number 2. So question number 2, I need to take negative 5x cubed y and raise it to the third power. So I'm going to put in my cursor into my box, and then I'm going to put in my math equation key, and that's going to take me into this menu. So I'm going to put my cursor into this box in the menu, and I'm going to say, okay, negative to a third power, that's going to give me a negative. So on my keyboard, I'm going to hit the negative key. I'm actually going to try something. So I'm going to pause here and attempt to. Okay, I've actually brought up my keyboard viewer so you can actually see what I'm doing, I hope, on my keyboard viewer. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click into my box here, and I'm going to click onto the negative key. And did you see that happen? That's that negative key right there. Maybe I'll just do it here on my keyboard. And then I'm going to hit the 5 cubed, which is 125. And then I'm going to use, the next thing is the x, so x cubed, that's multiplying the exponent, so I'm going to click in x, and then I'm going to click to the superscript button, and 3 times 3 is 9, And then this is where I'll use my arrow over key so I can get down out of that superscript. And then I'm going to put in a y, and then y to the first power cubed. 1 times 3 is 3, so I have to go up and do the superscript, and then the third power, and then I'll use the arrow over key to get down out of that, and then I'll go back to the insert key, equation key, and there's my answer. Okay, now I want to compare and contrast this to a different type of question you're going to have on the test. Now this is an essay question. And this next question type, this one is a fill in the blank type, and they're different. So you see how this one just has the fill in the blank here, as opposed to the great big box with these menu items up here. So on these questions, the computer is going to be grading these, so it's very important that you follow the instructions on this. So I need to multiply x plus 3 times x minus 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the x, and then I'm going to use my caret key. So I'm going to do shift and then the number 6 key, like that, and then I'm going to put in the 2, and then you can either put in plus or you can put a space. I like putting spaces, and so then I'm going to put in a plus or a minus depending upon which one it is, and I'm going to get a negative 5x and a positive 3x, so that's going to give me a net of negative 2x. And then I'm going to put a space there as well, and then I'm going to put a space, and then a negative times a positive is a negative, and then space, and then 15. Now if you didn't put any spaces in there, that would be okay too, and if you just left everything as just values in there, and then that would be that answer. So let's do that again. Let's go down here and look at this one. So 2 times 5, which is 10. So I'd put in 10 and then x, and then the caret key, which is the shift key, and then the 6 key. So I'm going to shift and then put in the 6 key, and then squared, and then outside terms is negative 6x, inside terms is 25x, so 25 minus 6, that's going to give me a positive, so shift and a positive, and then that would be 19x, and then a positive times a negative is a negative, and then that's 3 times 5, which is 15. Now I'm not going to do all of these, that's all I'm going to do. So then once you're finished, you can go ahead and submit the quiz. It says, oh, you haven't answered these, I'm going to submit it anyway. And so then you'll get to see the answers on this practice quiz right away, and then it'll give you your feedback. So that's how you're going to take the answer the questions in your work as far as what's going on. Now notice this will say some questions have not been graded yet, and that's because those essay questions won't get graded until I grade them. Now on the other hand, the ones that that are the fill in the blanks, the computer will grade those, so make sure that you follow those instructions and do those just as I have shown you how to do in this video. I hope this helps. Good luck.